You are carrying groceries. Your phone buzzes. Suddenly, the screen says you owe money, shows a court date, and throws in a QR code like it's just helping you get this handled. That little jolt of fear is the whole mechanism. The message is designed to feel official enough that your brain jumps straight to fixing the problem before you stop to question it. That works because traffic, tolls, parking, and court notices already carry stress. The FTC says scammers often pretend to be from an organization people know, claim there's a problem, pressure people to act immediately, and demand payment in specific ways. Recent 2026 reporting shows these fake notices appearing by text, email, QR code, and sometimes mail in multiple U.S. communities. San Antonio police warned about fake traffic tickets sent by text and mail, including QR codes, false court names, and final notice pressure. The consequence is simple and unpleasant. People may scan, click, or pay before they verify anything. In San Antonio, police warn the messages could steal money or personal data or infect phones with malware. What to watch next is the pattern itself, the official tone, the urgency, and the demand to use the message as the doorway. If the notice is real, you should be able to verify it through a known official path. Here is the part scammers are counting on. Most adults have some version of this life. You drive, you park, you use a toll road, or you just know a ticket could ruin your week. So when a message sounds like a court or a traffic office, it lands on top of real-life anxiety. And that's before the weird little details even show up. A case number, a hearing date, a scary red notice. Maybe a QR code so they can pretend this is neat and modern and not at all suspicious. In the recent warnings from San Francisco and Connecticut, that official-looking language was part of the setup. The FTC says scammers often pretend to be from an organization people know, claim there's a problem or prize, pressure people to act immediately, and demand payment in specific ways. That pressure matters because it narrows your thinking. Instead of checking whether the notice is real, you start reacting to the timer. The consequence is simple. A fake document can make a normal person treat a baited message like a real obligation. The scam does not need to be perfect. It only needs to feel urgent enough that you move first. What to watch next is the mismatch between the scary tone and the source path. If the message itself is the only place telling you where to pay or how to verify, that is exactly the part to distrust. The QR code is where the trap gets practical. It makes the message feel easy. Just scan, just pay, just fix it. Very convenient. For the scammer, that convenience is the point. It turns one message into a doorway to money or personal information. San Antonio police warned that fake traffic tickets by text and mail could use QR codes, false court names, and final notice pressure, and that the messages could steal money or personal data or infect phones with malware. That is the mechanism. The code is there to move you off the safe path and into whatever page the sender wants you to reach. The FTC says scammers often create urgency and demand action in specific payment forms. And this kind of notice is built around that same shove. So the warning is simple. Even if the document is dressed up like paperwork with a bad attitude, do not treat the QR code as proof. It is not the helpful part. It is the hallway to the problem. And if a text or letter is pushing you to scan first and think later, that is exactly when you slow down and verify through a known official path instead of the message itself. This scam works because it grabs a fear almost everyone understands, the fear of missing a court date and making a small problem much worse. That is why the message does not try to be clever. It tries to feel unavoidable. The text gives you a deadline, a hearing, and just enough official-looking pressure to make you react before you think. In Phoenix, more than 36 Maricopa County residents showed up at the courthouse for hearings that did not exist after scam texts about traffic violations. That means the scam did not stay on the phone. It pushed real people out the door and into the wrong building. The trick is simple and ugly. Use anxiety as the delivery system, then make the victim move first and verify later. The FTC says scammers often pretend to be from an organization people know, claim there is a problem, and pressure people to act immediately. That pressure is the mechanism here. The fake deadline is not there to inform you. It is there to shut down your pause button. What to watch next is whether the message wants payment, a QR scan, or a link. Those are all signs the text is trying to move you out of normal verification and into the scammer's lane. Here is one clue that helps in the real world. The message may not even match the place you live. Axios reported that some of the fake Maricopa County texts mentioned unpaid tolls, even though Arizona does not have toll roads. That's the kind of mismatch scammers hope you will miss when you're annoyed, distracted, or already halfway into a panic spiral. San Antonio police also pointed to a fake notice naming the wrong type of court for traffic fines. That matters because it shows the message can look official and still be built on nonsense. The scam doesn't need perfect details. It only needs enough official-looking pressure to make you react before you check. So when a notice claims to be local and specific, ask whether the details actually fit local reality. A mismatch is not a tiny typo you can laugh off later. It's a warning light. It may not prove every fake notice is bogus, but it's a serious reason to slow down and verify through a known official source, not through the message itself. Next, watch for the other places these scams show up, because text is only one doorway. This is not one neat little scam in one neat little box. Recent 2026 reports describe fake traffic, toll, and court notices showing up by text, email, QR code, and sometimes mail in multiple US communities. That matters because people tend to trust one channel more than another. A text feels urgent. An email feels searchable. Mail feels old and boring, which can make it seem real. Scammers love that mix. They do not need every version to be perfect. They only need the message to look official enough for the moment you're in, so you react before you compare notes with reality. The same pressure can ride in on different vehicles. A phone alert, a mailbox envelope, or a clean-looking email that seems to belong in a bureaucratic folder somewhere. The trick is still the same one. The suspicious message wants to become your starting point. That is why the safe move is not to decide based on how serious the envelope looks. It is to refuse the shortcut entirely and verify through a known official court, agency, toll account, or trusted website you navigate to yourself. What to watch next? The specific clues scammers reuse when the details do not match the real world. There is another twist in the broader smishing pattern. AP reported that some toll text scams tried to get around iPhone protections by asking people to reply with "Y" and reopen the text. That sounds tiny, but it is doing a very specific job. It gets you to interact first and think later. In a scam built on urgency, even one reply can be enough to keep the conversation alive and make the message feel more real than it is. AP also reported that researchers found more than 10,000 domains tied to toll and package scams, affecting services in at least 10 US states and Ontario. That matters because it shows the problem is not a one-off prank or a single city's headache. It is a wide smishing pattern, and the text can be tailored to local fear. The reply is not a help button. It is a foot in the door. What to watch next is the next instruction, a link, a QR code, a payment request, or another prompt that tries to move you away from a known official source. Once the message has you worried, it wants a fast payment path. The FTC says scammers often pretend to be from an organization people know, claim there is a problem or prize, pressure people to act immediately, and demand payment in specific ways like payment apps, wire transfers, cryptocurrency, or gift cards. That general pattern fits this fake ticket mess very neatly. The scam is not just asking for money, it is asking for the money in a way that is hard to undo. In the traffic notice version, the message can also steer you into giving personal information, not just payment. So the harm is layered. Cash can leave quickly, and the scammer may also get details they can reuse. The uncertainty here is not about whether the pressure tactic exists. It does. The uncertainty is which version you may see next, because the same basic fraud can arrive as text, email, QR code, or mail. What to watch next is the same warning sign every time. A message that tries to rush you into paying through the message itself. That is the doorway to close. So here is the clean rule, and it works across this whole mess. Do not use the suspicious message as the doorway. The safer move is to stop and verify through a known official court, agency, toll account, or trusted website that you open yourself. Not by scanning their code, not by clicking their link, not by calling the number printed inside the trap. That last part matters because the whole trick is to keep you trapped inside the scam's route map, where every button points back to the scammer. That is also why these notices feel so persuasive. The FTC says scammers often pretend to be from an organization people know, claim there's a problem, and pressure people to act immediately. The fake text borrows the shape of authority, but the real safety move is to step outside it before you do anything else. And there is a clue in the reporting. Courts do not send traffic notices by text or email, and some fake notices even name the wrong court. So the message may look busy and official, but it can still be structurally wrong. Watch for that mismatch next. Wrong court, wrong contact path, and urgency that tries to rush you past basic checks. If you already tapped, scanned, or replied, do not keep playing the scams game to see where it goes. The point now is to cut the path off. Stop using that message. Check your account through a route you trust. If money or personal details were involved, treat it as a real problem, not a mild embarrassment. The reason is simple. These notices are built to keep moving once you engage. AP described road toll scam texts as smishing, which is text message phishing that impersonates state toll agencies to trick people into revealing financial information or sending money. AP also reported that Palo Alto Networks said a threat actor registered more than 10,000 domains for toll and package scams, affecting services in at least 10 U.S. states and Ontario. In other words, this is not a one-off weird text with a typo and a dream. So the consequence is bigger than the pop-up on your screen. Once you interact, the scam may keep trying to push you toward payment or data theft. That's why the boring move is the smart one. Boring wins when the other side is trying to rush you. Next, watch for anything that pressures you to continue inside the message itself. The safer rule is still the same. Use a known official path you navigate to yourself, not the one handed to you by the scare text. The next thing to watch is not one magic phrase, it is the mismatch. Does the notice claim a place, fee, or court that does not fit local reality? Does it push you to pay right away through a link, QR code, gift card, payment app, or some other weird fast lane? Does it refuse to let you verify it the normal way? Those are the little tripwires that keep showing up in the warnings from San Francisco, Phoenix, San Antonio, Connecticut, and the toll smishing reports. Different costume, same hustle. That pattern matters because the scam is trying to do several things at once: create fear, create speed, and block your normal checks. The FTC's general warning fits that shape too. Scammers often pretend to be an organization people know, say there is a problem, and pressure immediate action with specific payment methods. If a message is asking for instant trust but punishing you for slowing down, that is a strong reason to stop. What to watch next is simple. If the notice sounds official but the details feel off, treat that mismatch as the signal. Real life is usually not that eager to be paid before you have even had coffee. Bottom line. Fake court and traffic notices work because they borrow fear, dress it up like official paperwork, and push you toward the scammer's own link or QR code. That is the whole trick. The message is trying to make you act inside its frame, where the scam controls the next step. The safer move is to stop using the message itself as the doorway. If a text tells you to pay now, scan now, or panic now, slow down and verify through a route you choose yourself. A known official court, agency, toll account, or trusted website you navigate to on your own. The FTC warns that scammers often create urgency, claim a problem, and press people towards specific payment methods. Recent reports from San Francisco, Phoenix, San Antonio, and Connecticut show the same pattern showing up in different forms, which is why the clue can be location, court name, or the payment request itself. This video is for general awareness and is based on the sources and information cutoff listed above. It is not personal cybersecurity, legal, financial, or safety advice. If this helped, like the video and subscribe to Stick News for more plain English scam, ripoff, cybertrap, and costly mistake breakdowns. Then answer this in the comments. If a text said you had a court date tomorrow, would you call the court first or scan the code?